Okay, on to the thing that made me desperately need to talk about things on stream today. Because holy crap, I'm gonna show you guys fan art, and I'm hoping that it's gonna give you guys a smile like it gave me a smile. Because the thing that comes afterwards is going to make you want to run off of a cliff. And I'm sorry that I have to word it that way, but it's the only way to prime you for what we're talking about. Okay? Okay. Here's the buffer, and you're not going to like the chaser. This one is from Roomy Steam. They said a quick drawing, and it's just a slime Suris, or it's just a slime girl Suris staring at you, you know, because he knows what you did. He knows exactly what you did. You should be more honest with yourself about it. It's okay. Talk about it. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for your fan art submission. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, let's go ahead and talk about today's horrors beyond our comprehension. Just let that article name sink in for you. Because Kristi Noem wants migrants to compete for citizenship on a new reality show. Professor Tesla says, I'm sorry, I've used AI. Look, we've all used ChatGPT for something that we're not proud of. If large language models are going to introduce themselves into every aspect of everyday life, and if the right wing is going to use them for their benefit, we may as well use them as well. As evil as the fucking shit is. That said, yeah, this bitch saw Hunger Games and Squid Games and decided, oh, what if we just glued them together? Kristi Noem wants migrants to compete for citizenship in a new reality show. Kristi Noem reportedly wants the U.S. citizenship process to play out in front of the cameras. The Department of Homeland Security has been working with the writer and producer Rob Warshoff to pitch a reality TV show titled The American, where immigrants will compete in a string of challenges across the country for honor of fast-tracking their way to United States citizenship. What the fuck is this country? No, seriously, what the shit? How deplorable of a human being do you have to be where this is something that's on the table? If you, like, I just have to ask. I just have to ask. It was one thing. It was one thing when the controversy was, she killed her dog. Yeah, that's bad. That's animal abuse. It's bad. You can make all the arguments you can make about being on the farm. I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but everybody is going to see that as bad. That is one thing. Imagine hearing that and going, what if I took that same energy and made myself an even more hated individual? Inagami the Hound, thank you for rating. Dice Mister says, Stephen King, I thought Stephen King's Rage was a terrifying story, and this is worse. Dorita Dave says she's slobbing on Trump's knob with the reality TV bit. And this is the woman who's the Secretary of Homeland Security. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? She was in the House of Representatives, and she is now one of the people in charge of our fucking Homeland Security, and this is what she's cooking up. This is just a money-making mechanism utilizing people's struggles as entertainment. And it's sick. You know that old show where the producers would, like, pay homeless people to do stupid shit? Like, tattoo their foreheads, or... Like, it was called, like, Bum Fight or something? I don't remember, but it was... I think it was Bum Fights. And that was fucking deplorable then. Like, whoever thought that up needs to go to fucking therapy. This is worse than that. But this is in the same vein, where you are taking people who are disadvantaged, disenfranchised, and you are utilizing them for entertainment. Citing a copy of Warsoft's 35-page program pitch, the Daily Mail reported that the Canadian-born producer aims to celebrate what it means to be American and have a national conversation about what it means to be American through the eyes of the people who want it most. Warsoft is best known for producing the A&E reality show Duck Dynasty. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlan told the Daily Beast that the show's concept is under consideration, though she denied that Noem had reviewed the pitch in question. The concept is in the very beginning stages of the vetting process. She added the approval has not been given, but it has also not been denied. The Department of Homeland Security receives hundreds of television show pitches a year, she said in a statement. Each proposal undergoes a thorough vetting process prior to denial or approval. McLaughlan denied Noem's involvement in the project, though unnamed sources told the Daily Mail that the Homeland Security Secretary supports it and wants it to proceed. The Daily Beast has also reached out to Warsoft's representatives for comment. The program pitch starts with 12 pre-vetted contestants arriving at Ellis Island in New York City aboard the Citizen ship. The show's host, preferably a famous, naturalized American, like Colombian Sofia Vergara or Canadian Ryan Reynolds, will welcome them with a personalized baseball glove. Contestants would then travel from state to state aboard a train called The American to learn about each region's history and culture and compete in themed contests. I promise you, no fucking American gives a shit. Look. Here's the cool thing. There is the concept that rich people think of when they think of what it means to be an American. And it's a person knowing the different cultures of different regions, and it's baseball and a hot dog and a hamburger. Nobody fucking cares, okay? Being an American is... Let me give you the American experience, okay? Okay? The American experience is not being able to afford a house, and then needing to go to work and not being able to afford a car, and then needing to eat and being able to afford the food, but having to shuffle around your bills to get, because you bought food. And as you're choosing the food that you're buying, you're figuring that maybe it's not really healthy for you to eat hot dogs and bologna every goddamn day, but they cost $1 for the bar-ass brand ones, and you can get the great value white bread for $1, so maybe you can make sandwiches with that, and maybe that's why you're having so many digestive problems and having to take days off of work, but you can't afford healthcare, so you can't figure that shit out in the first place. So you get a Totino's pizza so you get something different, but that didn't help your fucking stomach either. And then you go to work, hating your job, because your job isn't paying out any benefits. And they do dumb shit, like not allow you to speak on a fucking line making hamburgers. That's the American experience. It has nothing the fuck to do with baseball. Baseball is an entertainment that you engage in so that you can forget all of the other fucking shitty experiences of being in America. That's the American experience. And they are definitely not going to be selling you that one. But I promise you, the American experience of having to ration fucking PB&Js is one that most of you have had to do. I know I have. I know when I was homeless, and I had $5, and McDoubles had just raised themselves to about $1.50. And it was the last $5 I had, but I had a paycheck coming in a few days, so I figured that it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to get McDonald's, because at least it was warm. And the option of buying bread and jelly and peanut butter was an option that was good so long as I could borrow somebody else's fucking fridge. That is an experience I've had, where you make a decision to treat yourself because the difference between that food and something else is a matter of fucking temperature. And you need a little dopamine so that you can get to the next day, because you still got to go to work. And you feel like you can't really tell anybody what your current living situation is, because you'd be ashamed of it, because we've been taught to be ashamed of being poor. Thank God I was working for Publix at the time, and I was able to sneak a bunch of food from the deli. Anyway, that's the American experience. Saving money by living in a car. And then spending more money because that being homeless is actually more expensive. For some goddamn reason. Officials from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services are reportedly being eyed to tally votes. We'll join in laughter, tears, and frustration and joy. Hear their backstories as we're reminded how amazing it is to be American. It's not fucking amazing to be American. It's not. It's just a fucking plot of land with a backwards fascistic government that invades other fucking countries for oil and doesn't pay medical costs for its citizens. It's not amazing to be an American. It's not. I think the correct thing to be doing is to recognize that. Nami, thank you for the hydrate. But I'm serious. It's not amazing to be an American. It hasn't been for a very long time. And I think instead of making quite literally propaganda to convince people that it's just so good to be an American, why don't we start shaping America into something that I'm proud to exist in? Why don't we start shaping this country into something that takes care of its fucking citizens? Instead of whatever the fuck this is. It said the losing contestants will go home with iconically American prizes, including a million American Airlines points, a $10,000 Starbucks gift card, and a lifetime supply of gasoline. They will also have a leg up as they undergo the traditional citizenship process. The big winner, the big penis, the big winner, meanwhile, will get sworn in as an American citizen on Capitol Hill by a top American politician or judge. There won't be a dry eye within 10 miles. Who the fuck would be crying about that? Oh my God. During the Wednesday budget hearing, Noem was trolled by lawmakers over her many photo ops and costume changes, which have earned her the nickname Ice Barbie. Noem has cosplayed as a firefighter, an immigrant agent, a helicopter pilot in her trips around the country to oversee the implementation of President Donald Trump's mass deportation agenda. But the Homeland Security Secretary has remained unfazed by the criticism. Every day I wake up and there's new criticism, she told Fox News last night. It's something different every single day, so I try not to pay attention to the noise. Like, I understand that perspective. I share in that perspective. At the same time, when you get criticism, there's usually a reason behind it. Sometimes it's legitimate, sometimes it's not. Just tuning out the noise is not the thing to do. Finding the correct criticism, finding the criticism that is done in good faith through the noise is the thing to do. Said any pledge of allegiance is against my non-religion. I don't even know what to do about something like this. Like, what do we do if this actually happens? If this is a thing that we can like, if this goes live, what do we do? This is an area where I don't know what to do. A TV show comes out that is basically making fools of a bunch of people who want United States citizenship and selling a fake dream of what it means to be an American here. Obviously not watching the show, not giving it ratings. Like, that's one thing you can do. But the other things I guess we'd be able to do here is, I mean, God, even talking about it, like denouncing it, would just make it more fucking popular. Said, call the cops for the people in the TV show. They've obviously been kidnapped. Sakura says the best that could be done is make sure it gets bad ratings. Outside my realm of expertise. It's very outside my realm of expertise. Also, with the way television is dying now, would getting bad ratings even do anything? Because they would just move it over to a streaming service. Report it for as many labor violations as possible, if they do engage in them, but it's likely that they will. This one just depresses me. I'm sorry. This one just makes me angry. This one just makes me angry. So the Republicans will just watch it to own the libs? Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those ones that I can't give you a solid strategy for. I can't. I got a link. Oh, no, I'm not about to play that. No. We're just gonna get hit with the copyright shit again if I do that. A lot of my videos have been getting hit with copyright lately. So I'm gonna... But for those who don't know, that was the Running Man trailer. Gideon Wells says, part of me hopes, if made, they include native-born Americans to see how much better the immigrants do. I bet you the immigrants would do better because the native-born American doesn't fucking care. The native-born American is tired. The native-born American has been living here their entire life, and they want to know when when the American dream is supposed to start. Inagami the Hound says, my dad would watch it. He'll watch anything Fox News or the far right. That's depressing. This is one of the reasons, among others, that we really need to find the cross-section between politics and compassion. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full-time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.